Hello to all my dear followers and welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars. I'm thrilled you're here, because today we're diving into a topic that, trust me, will leave you thinking about love, fame, and the quiet spaces in between. We're taking a close look at Miri's incredible method, and under the intriguing banner of Empty Heart, we'll follow its thread to a conclusion that just might surprise you. Have you ever wondered what lives behind those glittering smiles and carefully composed red carpet photographs? What rests beneath the public sparkle of two people adored by millions? Get comfortable, because we're stepping past the flashes and the press lines to speak about the inner worlds of Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel, about their triumphs, their private doubts, and the inner strength that keeps them centered when the noise gets loud. And before we jump in, tap that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's the best way to make sure you never miss our deep dives and to keep this community, made with so much care for you, growing strong. Now, let's begin. We start with two names that radiate presence in every project they touch, Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel. Separately, they're magnetic, the gaze that lingers, the emotion that arrives before the line is spoken, the rare ability to show a story from the inside out. Together, there's something else entirely, a blend of spark and steadiness, a chemistry that plays out in public while the truly delicate work happens far from any camera. We see them shine on screen and on the carpet, we see curated moments on social media, and yet, as with every star, there are rooms we aren't invited into. The title, Empty Heart, hints at that private territory, an introspection that many avoid because it asks for honesty, patience, and courage. We're not here to judge. We're here to understand how two people so visible can remain so human, and how their story reflects parts of our own. When we hear empty, we tend to picture sadness, a hollow echo that's hard to shake. But what if emptiness can be fertile? What if it's not a verdict, but a blank canvas? The surprise today isn't a scandal or some dramatic confession. The surprise is the way Barış and Yağmur meet that inner space, how they create meaning daily instead of waiting for meaning to arrive. When the spotlight fades and the applause dissolves, they still have to speak to themselves, to each other, to the mirror that doesn't care about headlines. And there, somewhere between personal ambition and shared dreams, they choose to grow. Let's rewind to the beginnings. Some people assume the road was easy because the end result looks polished. In reality, nothing about their paths was effortless. That early period, full of auditions, doubts, and the pressure to prove they belonged, shaped them more than any later success could. Work was the constant. Showing up was the constant. Learning how to carry rejection without letting it carry you away, that was the lesson. Each step forward came with the quiet discipline to try again tomorrow. That mindset laid the groundwork for how they face emptiness now, not as a wall, but as an invitation to build. Fame, powerful as it is, can be lonely. Imagine a set brimming with people and yet a silence that exists underneath, a quiet question that asks, who am I when the scene is done? For Barış, the intensity of a role can linger after the director calls cut. For Yağmur, the expectations around image and grace can feel like a tide that never recedes. Audiences want more, the industry demands more, the algorithm always asks for another piece. The pressure is real. And so is the temptation to stuff the empty space with constant approval, constant noise, constant newness. But that road is thin ice. It cracks. They've learned that the most nourishing answers don't arrive from outside, and they don't arrive instantly. Here's where Miri's method and the empty heart idea intersect. The solution isn't to find something that fills the space. The solution is to become someone who can create meaning from within it. Think of the blank canvas again. Every role, every rehearsal, every quiet morning is another brushstroke. The characters they play become mirrors that reflect their own questions back at them. In embodying joy, sorrow, resilience, and loss, they process their own experiences too. Their craft isn't just a job, it's a conversation, with themselves, with each other, with anyone who's ever felt alone in a crowded room. And then there's the bond with their audience. In a world that can isolate, that connection matters. The little gestures, an honest caption, a behind-the-scenes moment, a laugh that hasn't been rehearsed, remind fans that behind the brand are two people navigating life like everyone else. Disconnection breeds emptiness, connection helps it dissolve. But real connection begins within. When they're grounded, the warmth they extend outward is genuine, and it returns in kind. We've watched them evolve in real time. Rising talents turned fully formed stars, they've felt the thrill of momentum and the sting of projects that didn't land as expected. Growth has never been a straight line. Sometimes plans stall, sometimes a risk misses, sometimes the universe says, not yet. The emptiness that follows can feel like standing on a stage where the lights went out. What happens next defines the story. They refuse to shrink. They choose to learn. They meet discomfort not with denial but with curiosity. What is this moment trying to teach us? What can we make here that we couldn't have made otherwise? Now for the twist that may catch you off guard. In love, as in life, it's easy to believe someone else will fix the hollowness. A perfect partner, a perfect role, a perfect payday, surely one of these will deliver peace. But Barış and Yağmur don't put that weight on each other. They know that even in the most devoted relationship, no one can do your inner work for you. Their love isn't a patch for an old wound, it's a shelter where healing can take place. They cultivate two strong centers that choose each other again and again, not to escape emptiness, but to grow through it. It looks like this: long days that end with honest talk, not just about logistics and schedules, but about feelings that don't always answer to reason. It looks like holding space when one of them is shaken by a character's heaviness or by an unpredictable headline. It looks like reminding each other that the world can wait, and that the next post, the next event, the next audition matters less than the calm they carry inside. Their rhythm is not glamorous in the way a montage is glamorous, it's beautiful in the way steady light is beautiful. The results show up everywhere, in their focus, in their patience, in the quiet assurance they radiate when the microphone is on, and even more when it's not. Dedication is their daily practice. Training, reading, resting, setting boundaries, choosing projects that resonate rather than simply impress, this is the craft behind the craft. With time, the empty space becomes not a threat but a studio, a place where new visions are sketched. And because they do this for themselves, the work they share with us carries depth that can't be faked. You feel it. That's why their scenes linger, why their interviews land, why a simple look between them can tell a richer story than a page of dialogue. Maybe you're hearing all this and recognizing your own life in the outlines. Maybe your version of the spotlight is a demanding job, a family expectation, a timeline you feel you're failing to match. The emptiness appears and you want to outrun it. But like Barış and Yağmur's show, you don't have to run. You can pause. You can ask what the space is asking for. Is it rest? Is it courage? Is it a boundary or a beginning? Out there won't answer until in here does. And when you find even a small piece of that inner steadiness, the need to chase approval softens. Decisions get cleaner. Love gets clearer. Let's underline the lesson that threads through their story. True fulfillment isn't a stage you finally step onto, it's a way of walking. It's a practice that continues whether applause swells or silence settles. They don't deny the hard days. They let those days shape their strength. They don't pretend away doubt, they meet it with compassion. They don't confuse the next milestone with lasting peace, they let milestones be milestones, and peace be something deeper, calmer, earned. So when you see their smiles, know that they're not the mask, they're the result. They shine because of what they build when the cameras aren't there: trust, honesty, patience, purpose. And that's the real plot twist. The answer to an empty heart was never a perfect script or a perfect shot or a perfect headline. The answer lives in the daily work of knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and creating from that place. Two people. Two centers. One shared home for courage. To bring it all together, we took the theme, Empty Heart, and looked at it through the journey of Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel. The surprise wasn't a secret waiting to explode. It was the quiet resilience they practice, the way they build meaning instead of borrowing it. Their careers continue to rise because the roots go down first. Their connection with fans feels real because the connection with themselves is real. And their love endures not because it completes them, but because it honors them as complete. Now, I want to hear from you. Did this perspective shift something? Do you see a piece of your own story in theirs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your reflections keep Secrets Behind the Stars vibrant and alive. If this resonated, give the video a like, share it with someone who might need a gentle reminder that fulfillment grows from the inside out, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what comes next. We've got more stories to tell, more light to follow. Until we meet again, take good care of yourselves, and remember, the most important conversation is the one you have with your own heart, every single day.